For Rishi Sunak, look, he was gone before he began, really. The damage was done, wasn't it?
Exactly. The damage was done by Liz Truss and by...
For the 3 days she was there.
The 47. Give her credit. Look, Rishi Sunak's an interesting character. He's the worst politician I've ever seen. I don't know how much coverage it got here in Australia. I happened to be in England at the time. That he left the D-Day celebrations early.
Yeah.
I mean, that
got
is
a bit.
Yeah. Oh, that's just heresy. Then he did the speech in the rain, launching the campaign, so he looked like a drowned rat. And he made some other basic errors on the campaign trail. So he wasn't a politician, but he was a decent technocrat. They didn't want a technocrat.
Back home, and it's not your side of politics, but Fatima Payman, she went in as a Labor senator. Now, she wasn't voted in as an individual, and now she's going to be an independent. I can see why Anthony Albanese and his government are not happy with this.
Oh, absolutely. And the pain's just starting, Tim. The havoc she's going to wreak on the Labor Party is yet to come.
But even her comments at the airport, I'm here for WA, it's the proudest... But she wasn't voted in as an individual.
True, but she's got tenure for another 5 years or so. Now, she is definitely going to rally the Muslim vote, and the Muslim population in a number of key Western Sydney seats for the Labor Party is up to 25%. They have a great deal of problems. It could conceivably be their one nation moment, which so devastated the Liberal and National parties in the late 1990s.
Yeah, Joe Biden, he can't stay, can he? As much as he comes out at rallies and said, I had a poor debate, look, the debate was pretty much, revealing what a lot of people had been seeing for a long time.
Yeah, it certainly did. The veil slipped because he didn't have his usual teleprompter or someone in his ear, because he walks around with an earpiece with directions from staff and so on. Notice that his behaviour since has been up, but that's the story of Joe Biden. Some days are good days, other days aren't. But take him away from a teleprompter and he's incoherent. I've been speaking to people for several months now who have seen him up close and personal, and their reporting has always been he comes in and out. So the problem is, if they present him when he's in, they'll get away with it, but he's more likely to be out. He has decided to stay, and his team, but the decision will be made for him because he can't keep this up. He is in degenerate cognitive decline.
Who will be the person, in your view? It's only a crystal ball moment. We're not going to quote you on it. We're not going to drag up the tape and say Peter McGauran said this.
Under their system, it almost certainly has to be Kamala Harris, the Vice President.
Okay.
Because remember, Biden has the delegates to the conference to nominate him locked away. They're his delegates. Yeah. They're not for shifting. The Democrat Party can't do anything unless Biden falls on his sword or is declared physically unable to continue. Who would you turn to? You should turn to one of the well-known governors, but Kamala Harris is Vice President. It's uncharted waters without precedent in American history.
Yeah, it's a docu-series, that's for sure. It's a drama series. It's a soap opera. It is.
All of that.
You wouldn't believe it if it wasn't true.
And no one can predict the outcome except he's not. He won't get to the election. No one can vote for him, Tim, in America, and they won't. Trump will just go further and further ahead.
Yeah, interesting times. Good to see you, Pete.
Thanks, Tim.